Hello everyone, welcome back to DiamondTrail Ranch. If you're new here, welcome. This is Butterscotch and Twix. We have one that named Stripes that looks a lot like Twix. Twix here is actually pregnant. Today's video is going to be on why chickens take dust baths and what happens if they don't. It'll be a little backyard chicken care 101. There goes Calypso. Look at these pretty goats hanging out in their hay. They're so funny. Guys, if you like any homestead content at all, whether it's how-tos, 101s, just vlogging, stick around. You're going to love it. Question for you. Have you ever watched your chickens flop around in the dirt like they're having the time of their lives? That's called dust bathing, and it's one of the most important and most understood part of chicken behavior. I like to call it moon bathing because it looks like they're kicking around moon dust all over themselves. In this video though, we're diving deep into why chickens take dust baths, how it keeps them healthy, what happens if they can't, and how you can create the perfect dust bath area on your homestead, even if you've got rain, mud, or a tiny backyard. Whether you're raising backyard chickens in a small coop or have a free-range flock like ours here at DiamondTrail Ranch, this is something every chicken keeper needs to understand. So what exactly is dust? What is a dust bath, right? Here is our hen that we're going to be showing the example of right here. You see her, she's already nestled in, right? Hera the goat. Hera, this goat is our newest super sweet bottle fed goat. She's going to be hanging out in this video. So a dust bath, unlike humans who use water, chickens use dust or dry soil to clean themselves. When chickens roll around in the dirt, she's actually doing three different things right now. She's cleaning her feathers, she's removing external parasites if she has any, like mites and lice, and this actually helps them to regulate oil and their moisture levels on their skin. So this is fantastic for them. This is their creme de la, you know what I mean? This is their everything. This is their lotion, their cocoa butter. It might look messy what she's doing, but it's actually essential for any chicken's hygiene and their mental health. They have to do this. Chickens evolved to do this, so when they can't, it causes all sorts of problems. Luckily for us, as you can tell, we have lots of dirt thanks to all these animals, even with constant irrigation and seeding throughout the year, you name it. And you see some busted down boards that we got. Everything is a project, so one project at a time, you know. We get to things as soon as we can. Busted down boards is the least of any issues on a homestead. It's an easy fix, very easy fix. So if you want to, let's break this down, right? Why do chickens need? Let's break down the need. Why do they need to do what they're doing right here? First and foremost, external parasite control. Mites and lice love to hide in warm spots under feathers. But when a chicken gets into a good dry dust bath, especially if it's good wood ash, which we have, we actually use a burn barrel and burn a lot of the wood on the property. You know, diatomaceous earth is perfectly safe. Dry herbs, it suffocates and dehydrates those pests. The lice, the mites, you name it, you know, the external parasites. There's a lot more to it though. Dust bathing for them also keeps their skin and feathers in top shape, helps reduce pecking and aggression in flocks, and it's a key part of their social behavior. All these chickens know what's going on, and a lot of times you'll see them doing this in a group. This isn't you'll see them every now and then, like her here doing it by herself. And it's kind of funny, you just saw Mitzi there inspecting her, like, oh, what's she doing over here, you know? It's perfectly normal. If you see a chicken like this, or sometimes they'll do this and get so deep in the dirt, you might walk outside when you're checking on your flock and freak out and go, oh no, what's wrong with her? Did I lose a bird today? Most likely not. They get very settled in when they do this. Hera is back and inspecting her right now. Chickens that can't dust bathe are most likely to get mites, lice, and skin infections. It also affects their mental state. Yes, we are talking about the mental health of your backyard chickens. If these guys get cooped up in a wet, muddy run or a sterile enclosure, regardless, if they get cooped up at all, you know, your chickens, they can get bored. They can get stressed out. They may start pecking at themselves. They may start pecking each other. I mean, look at any situation where you're in confinement for however any length amount of time. What do you start doing? And then when you're in confinement with other creatures, whether like or not, whether similar or not, what are you gonna do? They're gonna start messing with each other. So some signs your chickens might be missing their dust baths are excessive preening, feather loss, laying fewer eggs, or acting restless or aggressive. This is Brownie over here. He's checking in on her. Calypso checking in on her here as well. I'm telling you, this is a perfectly natural, perfectly normal thing. It's good for the goats. I'm sorry, good for the goats. It's good for the chickens. And I keep seeing the goats. Regulates oil. You know, the moisture levels is a whole nother. It's such a priority. And we actually have another spot here to the left where we didn't just use a burn barrel. We had some really bad hurricanes last year, and the last couple of years we've had really bad hurricanes here where we live. And so we've been burning knocked down trees over the years, and it's been turning into ash, and we left the ash on the ground because that ash is actually fantastic for your leaves and your grass, your yard. It becomes like a compost fertilizer, if you will, over time. So it's got great potassium minerals in it in general. So the chickens like to go over there and dust bathe in it, and you can tell when they pick the ash because they just kick up so much smoke up in the air. It's kind of funny. Chickens, they love it. It's great for their mental health. If you're interested in creating the perfect dust bath station, if you don't have the setup to where they can just go and, your other animals like your goats didn't just create a mess effectively and put dirt everywhere, or you don't have access to dirt right away, you can, or actually if your soil gets muddy, if you run where they're at, if you have a nice clean setup, and I have one that's clean on the eyes, here's a supply list. You just need like a shallow box or a tire or a kiddie pool. Kiddie pool would be ideal, really. Loose, dry dirt or sand. You can get that anywhere. You could get it at the big box store. You can play sand, like it's for a sandbox. Or wood ash. If you can get some wood ash, that would be great. Or diatomaceous earth, or herbs like lavender, rosemary, or mint. You can add the herbs into the diatomaceous earth or wood ash. You combine all that stuff. You kind of mix it up for them. That's like the cocktail of an amazing dust bath for their skin. You're going to mix it up, place it in a sunny, dry corner of the run. You can cover it with a tarp if it's going to rain, so it stays dry year round, and that is their dust bath. Chickens need these dust baths. Got to zoom in for you here. Look at her. She does not care. She's just in heaven right now. They love this stuff. They love taking their dust bath. They kick that dirt over them. They claw back at it. They have such a good time. I do suggest, though, to completely avoid cedar shavings. Do not use cedar shavings. They are toxic to chickens. She is living the dream here. We'll see this all the time. We'll come out and see a whole bunch of them doing this, lined up in the middle of the yard. You'll just see a whole bunch of chickens kicking up, you know, dust all up in the air. Sometimes you can just look for the dust in the air and you just know that's what's going on. One of the biggest problems, though, we run into here in Zone 10A is rain. Right now, not so much. We're actually in a severe drought. That's a whole nother topic, though. Our water is actually scheduled, regulated and scheduled by the county right now, which is kind of ridiculous for Florida. Chickens won't dust bathe, though, in wet dirt if it is raining for you, even in rainy season. So, like I mentioned earlier about the dry one you can make, you can cover it up for them. So when it does rain, you just pull that tarp or whatever off, and then boom. Wet areas obviously breed more mites and bacteria. So where it becomes more natural, like she was just kicking up in the dirt, you do run your risks, you know. Look at these two headbutting each other. Here comes Dolly. These guys love each other. They're so funny. They play around, kind of trying to show a little bit of dominance here and there. And, you know, a pecking order for goats, ironically. When your chickens are flopped on their side and their eyes are half closed, like I showed you earlier when I zoomed in on her, and they're kicking up a little dust storm, that's a sign right there of a happy bird. You will notice more egg laying, better feather quality, and less fighting in the flock. You know, making sure that your hens can dust bathe is one of the simplest and most important things you can do to keep them healthy naturally. It's just natural health for them. Their feathers, their skin, helps them regulate their oils, their mental health. It's something they just need to do. Sometimes, like you saw a minute ago with the one female, sometimes they just need to get away and dust bathe. Sometimes that's all we need is a little dust bath, right? Chickens actually don't need to be taught to dust bathe. Even baby chicks as young as a week old will start trying to do it instinctively, even on flat bedding like a paper towel or pine shaving. So watch out for that too. You'll say, oh look, she's trying to dust bathe. Dust bathing, like I mentioned, is often a group activity. It's interesting to see them do it by themselves. Here's the burn barrel I mentioned. You might see several hens sharing the same patch, flopping around together like they're at a spa. It strengthens flock bonds and helps establish pecking order calmly. Roosters also do dust bathe. In fact, dominant roosters will often stand guard, like you saw Brownie come by. They'll often stand guard while the hens bathe, then take their own turn when they feel safe. Brownie's a little paranoid, though. If they don't have a designated spot, chickens will create one. They'll scratch, dig, peck at the ground until they've made a shallow bowl. There's Buckeye, Red, and Indy eating some hay. A little bit of, not B-roll action, but you get it. Everybody loves to see these horses and donkey. Dust bathing is a natural built-in defense. We talked about how they're good against parasites. It's fine particles. It's fine, like the diatomaceous earth. It's got fine particles in it. Gets deeper into their feathers, suffocates things like mites, lice, fleas. It's ideal. An ideal dust bath should be dry, fine and crumbly. If this video helped you understand your chickens a little better, hit that like button and subscribe for more weekly videos on backyard farming, chicken care, and homestead life here at DiamondTrail Ranch. And if you could comment below, what do you think your chickens use for dust bathing? Natural soil, sand, something creative? We'd love to hear what's working for you. Subscribe for more homesteading tips. Oh, you can also follow us on X and Instagram and Facebook. We are on social media and we post daily there as well. Thank you guys.